I'm working on this today. My ashtray. This is the one that came out of the car. It's in pretty good shape. Needs to be cleaned up and repainted. Guess what I found? This is a brand new ashtray. And they didn't call them ashtrays. They called them an ash receiver. Part number 987120. This is a never used ashtray, just like that. Let's take a look. So here it is, brand new. Never had a cigarette butt in it. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. I just came across it. And look, there's even some directions here. Huh. So, am I done? No, because I came up with an idea. It would be nice if I could have a switch to operate my trunk solenoid to pop open my trunk lid. My thought was this T-handle. Well, this T-handle's not going to fit in here and definitely not going to alter this brand new ashtray. Let's just set this on the shelf for now. Go back to my original ashtray. I really don't want to hack this one up either. This here is not going to work. And kind of kind of go like that, and I can put a switch in here. A switch, not a push switch. I want a pull switch. I would have to cut this apart and do some things to it. I remembered I had an old one of these laying around. So I'm not touching that one either. It's been repaired. This is how it's supposed to look. This is how this one looks. It's just been chopped up. So I cut the back out of it, and from this piece of paper that I had stuck in here, I made a aluminum version. I could put that into place inside of there, and then from this I made a steel version of it so that I can hold this switch. And this trunk unlatch, I found this on eBay with this T handle on it. This is actually a marine switch, spring return. So when you pull it, it springs back. See it spring back? That's what I wanted. Pull this, pop the trunk, and it springs back. The original ashtray has this here edge on it. Well, it's kind of hard to get your fingers in there. So what I did is I cut some of that out so I could easily get my fingers around this pull switch, and that works really, really nice. I'm not done with this yet because I've got other things to do with it yet. Because now, a light so that In the closed position, the light turns off by this little switch like that. So I have to make a bracket to position this switch so it's like that. And when this is closed, then that won't be touching the switch. So I need to make a bracket to hold this. Let me tell you, these little things like this take a lot of time. How would they do this back in the 50s, 1955? They'd have probably something back there, the mesh that's on the speaker, or probably bow ties. They'd have some bow ties back there. So that's what I'm going to do. How cool is that? Well, right now it's all in pieces. I gotta paint this after I sandblast it. That piece gets pop riveted to there. I need to clean up this here little piece. I had to take that off because it was shittily welded onto there. And what else I gotta do? Gotta paint it and put it back together here. I got 2 of these. It wasn't perfect enough, so I made another one. And that piece goes right in here like that. And I have this bent in such a way that it'll go under this little lip here. This little LED light that I got will go through that little hole right there. Now I'm going to attempt to drill a hole in this. Okay, note to anyone out there watching, get your stuff ready to put together first before you paint it. There we go. That bracket goes there. This little switch, that little box, then will trip this trigger. There we go. Steel ones are really tough. Now this switch I need to put in this position so that it's pushing on this switch. So I think I can drill the one hole first. I can't find the hammer, so I think this will work. Now all I gotta do is this hole right here, and just need to set it. Listen for the click. That click right there. So I need to drill the hole right there. Not here, not out here, but there. There we go. There. Now when this opens, it'll release that switch, because then this will be in the closed position with the door shut. And then when you open up the door, it will push on that lever and turn the light on to operate that pull switch. When I went to the hardware store today, got some of these connectors. 10. This big package here, they only give you piddly 10 pieces. They could fit 50 in here. Just saying. I don't need this here. And then they only have 2 on the rack. Don't want to overstock on something. Heaven forbid. Okay, where am I going to put these? Okay.
Yeah, pretty nice. Huh, still a little sharp. I just don't want it sharp for when I'm cleaning up that screw there, so let's fix that. And then I'm going to take this and sandblast it and paint it over. All these little things should have been done before I painted. So let this be a lesson to myself. Do all your test fitting and fitting first, then paint it, then put it together. Okay, that feels much better. Alright, now, I'm done with this for now, because I'm going to do my wire harness. So, I'm going to sandblast this again, because it's really making me upset. There's got a bunch of fuzz and stuff underneath here from this here rug, and it looks like crap. So, I just hope I don't have to redo mine. I'm going to even... this piece I can probably just take some sandpaper too. I'll sandpaper that. Okay, I'm going to sandblast that.
Okay, what I have here is a mess of wires. But I'm bench testing my wire system here with my little actuator here that opens the trunk. It pulls the trunk lock. So that's got to be extended. And this has been sitting here idle for a few minutes. Nothing is warm. So everything is good. And when I pull the switch, you'll notice that come in. Just like that. And then when I open up this other switch here will activate the light right there. So everything is working.
But this is what you should really do before you get it in your car. You don't want to be doing this sort of stuff when you're at the point of wiring your car, because it's going to be a disaster. And it's going to be really hard to pinpoint what is wrong. I redrew my diagram. From this diagram, being that I added a light, I redrew the diagram. So when it comes for me to install this, it's going to be really easy because I'll already know that it works according to my wire diagram. And pretty much it's going to be plug in and play. All the mechanics of this is done. The only thing I need to do is paint this and reattach it. And I'm not going to do that yet until I have a few more pieces to paint. So this project, my ashtray switch, is basically done.
Okay, I have my wire harness complete. Everything is still working. My light turns off when the door closes and will turn on when it opens. Very nice. I'm happy how this turned out. I made it in such a way where if I want to take this out to replace the switch, or to maybe put in my ashtray back again, I can pull this out, disconnect that, disconnect this, and yank it out. I've got everything set so I know what goes where. All my reds go together, my whites go together. So when it comes to a year from now, hopefully, I won't have to remember what to do because it's all laid out for me already. Because this is going into a box and I'm going to move on to the next thing, which is probably all that. I gotta get all that done yet. This should look pretty cool And I can't wait to see this in the dash. But I have a lot to do yet. So, and sometimes I get bored, so I move on to another project. I kind of bounce around. But basically everything needs to be done eventually. Moving on to the next project. Woohoo, yeah. Now I gotta clean up this mess. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. See ya.